off with, okay, we got a question in the chat. Okay, so starting off with CAD CHF, this was one pair we were hawking down for a minute. You can see we had the double top of these zones up here. You can see it disrespected this upward trend line. As soon as it gets violated, you know that it's no longer an upward trend, okay, depending on the correction or depending on the direction of the trend line. As you can see, it was going up, so it broke the upward trend line, okay, and retested on the other side. And I believe it was the 61 fib, or I believe from the top move. I'm sorry, the most recent swing, it was 71 exactly. And you can see X marks the spot. We had a huge daily candlestick, and right after that, we had some follow through. We actually executed up here. So right now we are floating risk-free on this trade, okay? So essentially our stop losses are in stop profit or break even. So if this did end up going against us, it would not damage our accounts, okay? So essentially this is CAD CHF, and we are definitely looking for take profits down here. And if it breaks this zone, you can see there's no support in the past, okay? So actually there is some support in the past around over here. So this could be a second zone. We could actually look to take profits at it as well, okay? So other than that, let's go ahead and go to Euro AUD. This is one pair. I'm really actually let's go off and do pound NZD. This is a pair that we called in the members only chat, but it actually ended up gapping into, you could see. So we called this sell of this break and retest of this zone, and essentially the market gapped up here and broke the trend line, but our stop loss was up here, and you can see it's nowhere near our stop loss, okay? But during these times, you know, it's Sunday, you know, there's not too much volatility, not too much liquidity in the markets, you know, there's high spreads, okay? So essentially the spread had this liquidity grab and hit our stop, okay? So essentially, again, it gapped up, broke the trend line, and then ended up in our stop. This is why risk management is important, because there was a lot of confirmations on this setup, okay? Strong impulsive daily candlestick, retest, and I believe there was some divergence as well, okay? So you can see it was going up, but on the chart, it was actually going down, okay? So this was pound NZD, and it's looking like it's rejecting now. So we'll like to see how this plays out. If it does have another bullish candlestick that engulfs this previous doji, you know, we could potentially look to see some buys, okay? So USD JPY was another pair we called out as well. Let's go ahead and delete some zones so you can clear the chart so you guys are able to see. So essentially, you guys see this double top, okay? So it created this M formation. It came up, made an M, came down, and then if you guys remember, we talked about M's on our last call, okay? So a double top, you guys can see, and then another double top, okay? And then it had a huge impulsive move to the downside, broke the trend line. You see we had multiple zones that were respected on this weekly trend line, okay? And essentially, let me go ahead and clear this out. Okay, so you guys see these weekly candlesticks are looking very, very bearish, okay? Just by looking at the size of the candlesticks, you see this one is very small compared to the size of this one. So essentially this engulfed the size of this candlestick, okay? So we're looking for some follow through. So again, we have to go down to the lower time frames to be able to execute. And you can see after this break, we had this flag correction, okay? Break, retest, continuation, okay? And we actually had our sell limits right here. So it actually activated, and I am currently in profits, and whoever actually took the trade. So again, we are looking for just a break, retest, continuation, okay? So again, it broke the trend line. We had a double top. We had this flag correction, broke retest. So again, once it goes a little bit further down, we can move our stop loss to stop profit. So then it would be a risk-free trade. Okay, so the mindset to have when trading is, you're not going to know what's going to happen. Okay, for example, if I gave you a coin, okay, and the coin is weighted, so 75% of the time it's going to be heads. Okay, and you flip the coin 20 times. Out of those 20 times, you're not going to know which ones are going to be heads and which ones are going to be tails. Okay, this goes for trading. Okay, if you take 20 trades and you have a 75% edge that a trade is going to go your way, okay, with that being like multiple confirmations, break retest, support to resistance, a break of a trend line, whatever it may be, you don't know which ones are going to be the winners and which ones are going to be the losers. Okay, out of 20 trades, you're not going to know which ones are going to be winners and which ones are going to be losers. So essentially, you have to take every single trade that corresponds with your technical strategy. Okay, and so that's essentially, you don't have any expectations when you're trading these markets because you don't know which ones are going to win and which ones are going to lose. Okay, with that being said, you should realize that you shouldn't be over leveraging and over risking your account because you don't know which ones are going to win and which ones are going to lose, because again, it is a probability. Okay. And if you have a 3-to-1 risk to reward, you can you can win 10 or 50% of your trades and you can still be profitable with a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Okay. So another pair that I'm really looking to execute on are these Euro pairs, Euro NZD, Euro AUD. I'm really liking how it's looking on the daily time frame. Okay, I'm seeing some indecision. Okay, let me go ahead and zoom in. So I'm seeing some indecision. Okay, we have 1, 2 doji candlesticks followed by an engulfing that broke and violated this trend line. Okay, so essentially, if I go down to a lower time frame or even go a little bit further up, you can see we haven't been in this zone again since January. So it's well respected. Okay. And on the 4-hour, go ahead and refresh this. So we can see we had the candlesticks closed right next to each other, right over here. Ooh. Excuse me, right over here. Okay. And then we had some follow through, a nice pullback, and then a strong engulfing, which broke the zone, broke the trend line. And you can see the size of these candlesticks aren't really convincing compared to the size of this one. So I'm looking for a potential retest. I don't know if I missed it, but potential retest to get in, potentially back where this previous support is. Okay, so I'd like to see what time or how this candlestick closes in 7 minutes to see what I plan to do. Okay, so again, I'm seeing the break of this trend line, and our first target would be this zone right here. The reason I say that is because we had some previous support, previous previous market activity, even if we go further, like right over here. Okay, so our second target again would be this area right here, and I'm really liking how it's corresponding with my MAs. Okay. And essentially that's Euro AUD. And if it does continue to fall, I feel it has a long way to go. So this could potentially be a nice swing. We take our first profits at this zone right here. Okay, and essentially we'll let the rest ride. Okay, and then we can catch about 170 pips. And if you guys don't mind, just please don't draw on the screen. Whoever did that, do you mind just erasing it? Okay, same with Euro Pound. Okay, let me go ahead and draw this one more time for you guys. So you guys see we have been very, very, very bullish. Okay, this market looks very overextended, and let me go ahead and draw a trend line right here, and you guys can see right away we have some, not a trend line, a horizontal line. We got some support in the past. Same with some we have some resistance and previous support over here. So this looks like a well-respected zone, all right? Okay. And again, I'm on the daily time frame, on the higher time frames to see, the overall look of the market. Okay. Again, I'm seeing this consolidated zone over here that was broken out of. So I could potentially see a potential retest here. So this could potentially be our target. All right. And again, I can see it broke this zone. So let's go ahead and draw our Fibonacci. Okay, so I see the 61 is lining up right over here with my MA, my moving average. Okay, so I'm trying to find some confluence in these zones, okay? So essentially I'll go down to the 4-hour and I'm seeing that price did end up breaking this. I'm seeing it's overextended. I'm guaranteed there's gonna be some divergence if I pull up the RSI. So you see how price is moving up at the same time the RSI is going down. Okay, so price is being pumped up, but price is losing value. Okay, so essentially this is manipulation. This is divergence. So this is bearish divergence. So we can see a potential correction. All right, let's go down to a lower time frame so we can see a potential retest before we can get in. I know we did get in a little bit early last week. So this might be it might be time this week for this move. Okay. And target again would be target 1, and target 2 would be the 61 of this consolidated zone. Okay. So that's euro pound. Let's see what else we have. Euro NZD. Again, same with euro. AUD. See, it's well respected in this zone. Okay. And just by reading the candlesticks, you can see as soon as it got to the top of this zone, again, which we have not been in since January. Okay. And this is you always want to sell at resistance and buy at support. Okay. That's number 1. All right. So we see we're in this resistance zone, and you can see we had some indecision and followed by an engulfing candlestick. And then we had some follow through. So if it breaks this trend line, okay, we have a long way to go. Okay. Target 1. I would personally hold this, take partials, and hold the rest down here. Okay. So for those of you who like to, scalp, you can definitely scalp on the way down while closing on your equity and also putting other positions on the pullbacks so you can not miss out on any other moves. Okay. On that move. Okay. So if again, I see it break this trend line, okay, I am definitely going to go in on the setup. Okay. Same with Euro AUD, I believe it already happened. So we're just waiting on the retest for Euro AUD. Okay. And I believe that was it for this week. If I see anything else, I'll definitely send it. Yeah, so again, I have this quick short video. Last thing, I'll show you guys. AUD CAD is something I'm eyeing down on. I can see it just broke this trend line in this triangle. Okay, we had an impulsive move to the downside, potential retest of this psychological zone right over here to our right. Okay, the 0.93500. Okay, and then looking at our Fibonacci matches up perfectly with the 61 fib. Okay, target would be this 27 extension. So again, break retest. You can see we have some potential resistance in the past, followed by support and resistance in the past. And yeah, this is break, retest, continuation, nothing special, honestly. Now we just have to be patient to see how the candlesticks close when they get in this area. Usually, they might spike all the way up to the 78 or 71, and they'll end up closing down here. Okay, then I'll wait for another candlestick to close below. Okay, and then I would execute on that candlestick. Okay. So this is AUD CAD, and AUD NZD is consolidating right now. You see it is ranging. So during these ranging markets, we like to take advantage of support and resistance. Okay, you can just ping pong this trade. And we took the trade over here, did gap up in profits. I think we had our stop profit over here. So it almost tapped our stop profit. Okay. So it almost tapped our stop profit, but it didn't. So we're still in this trade. And yeah, I've gone over this trade multiple times, sent it in the signals chat. But if you guys have any questions or any pairs you guys want us to look over, yeah, of course. How many pairs would you get in the same time? Depends on your account. How much are you looking to risk? Personally, I would not risk more than 2%, especially if you have a big account, because if the account gets bigger, the account is a lot bigger, the percentages are bigger and the amount you're losing is bigger. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I wouldn't go 2% on more than one trade, and probably 10% in one time, honestly. It's all about risk, and that's the only way you're going to last in this market, because again, you don't know which ones are going to win and which ones are going to lose. Okay, and if you don't know, there's no point of having fear. There's no point of having expectations, and that's what the biggest thing that holds traders back, honestly. And yeah, we'll definitely have a video fully dedicated to mindset, which is one of the biggest things traders fail to take, or to to learn about and to practice. Okay, but again, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. That's all we have for today. I'll have this video loaded up on our YouTube page. If you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact us on our Instagram page. We'll love to contact you back. Okay, so hope everyone has a wonderful evening, and I appreciate everybody for hopping on.